It's easy to say you steal shit. I could say you steal shit, but I don't, because I'm not a little bitch.
Celebrities and their PR team spend a lot of money to ensure that, while on camera, they always look and act the picture of perfection. But you can't always anticipate the unexpected moments that catch you off guard, and sometimes your mistakes can catch up to you in a very public manner. Here are the 5 most awkward times celebrities have been called out on TV. Number 5. Howie Mandel getting chewed out by Halle Berry. I can't tell what the lesson is here. Be careful what you joke about, or maybe don't flee the scene of an accident. Probably the second one. In the year 2000, X-Men actress Halle Berry got into huge trouble with the law for leaving the scene of an accident after blowing a red light and plowing into another car. On this episode of Regis and Kathy Lee, where stand-up comedian and future game show host Howie Mandel was guest hosting, he cracked a joke about the incident before she came on stage for an interview. Her reaction got heated.
I was in the back hall, and I was walking down the hall, and she was coming this way, and she smashed right into me, but then she didn't say anything. She just left the scene.
Oh, Howie!
I'm sitting back there. I love this show. I love Kathy Lee. She sent me the most beautiful, heartfelt note in my downest time. I love Regis. I was so shocked to come to what's like a home and be disrespected almost to my face.
Oh, my joke.
But
I'm so, I apologize if I didn't. You know that I didn't mean it maliciously at all.
Well, yeah, but you know what? That's what people don't realize. That's a real life situation that was scary and dangerous
and painful,
and to be joked about almost to your face. That's a hard thing to rise above today because it's you know.
Well,
it's a fine line.
Right here on national TV, I apologize if I hurt your feeling. I'm a huge fan of yours. I didn't mean anything. I didn't mean disrespect.
He was in tears.
And I feel bad that you felt bad, and I won't joke about that anymore.
Well, you know, you can joke about it. Just don't do it to my face, dude, you know?
I didn't.
Number 4. Arsenio Hall grills Vanilla Ice. In 1991, Ice Ice Baby rapper Vanilla Ice was at both the break as well as the peak of his massive but very short-lived wave of fame. He was everywhere, but he was weeks away from a very major backlash over his perceived culture vulture status as a fake rapper just capitalizing off of the art form. When Ice went on to the Arsenio Hall show, little did he know that Hall himself was one of these critics. What Ice at first thinks is going to be a standard talk show interview quickly turns into an all-out ambush that he was simply not prepared for.
I know a lot of black rappers are probably angry because some of the white people screaming didn't buy rap until you did it, until they saw a vanilla face on the cover of an album. That probably makes them angry because
if it makes them angry, you know, you're angry. It's not my fault. Mm-hmm. Did I have anything to do with that?
So
no.
They should dog the people.
What they're saying is they're showing their own jealousy, man. That's all it is. You saw Flavor Flav. You know, me and him, we're homies. Is
that why you brought him out, just to show you have a black supporter? And
no, I brought him out because he's a friend of mine. They don't like that, man.
That don't bother me. I'm not liked by a lot of people a lot of times,
me
but
too.
I say what I want to say
so
because
do I.
I'm an American.
Word.
I have that right.
Okay, me too.
You think that balloon's gonna bother me? No. All right. Don't phase me. I asked the question I asked. I didn't see a purpose. It seemed like an unmotivated walk-on.
I brought him
I
out
wondered
here
why you did
to
it.
show that he's my homeboy and he's in town and I'm kicking it with him and if, you know, I'm going to help him out like he helps me out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to bring him out, but I like to bring him out when he's a guest. I didn't know exactly why you did it, though.
We're still friends as far as I'm concerned. I have never said anything bad about Hammer, and I don't think...
That's not true. I have an audio tape of you talking about Hammer.
What did I say bad about him?
You said a lot of things, but you talked about opening for Hammer, but you getting more screams and applause.
Is that saying anything bad about Hammer? No. That ain't saying nothing about it.
How about you being sexier than Hammer, you dancing
better than Hammer? I never said that.
So the press, once again, is twisting things that you said?
Yes. Exactly. I never said that.
Number 3. Tom Cruise takes Matt Lauer to task. In this infamous 2005 interview on The Today Show with superstar actor and notable Scientology spokesperson Tom Cruise, what starts off as a fairly jovial, exploratory interview by disgraced Today Show anchor Matt Lauer suddenly shifts into a reverse interrogation. The subject of the use of Ritalin to treat ADHD in children comes up, and suddenly Tom Cruise launches into an all-out tirade against the medical and psychology industries, with Lauer suddenly becoming the one being questioned.
Do you know what Adderall is? Do you know Ritalin? Do you know now that Ritalin is a street drug? Do you understand that?
The difference is this was not against her will, though. But this wasn't against Brooke's will.
Matt, I'm asking you a question.
I understand there's abuse of all of these things.
No, you see, here's the problem. You don't know the history of psychiatry. I do.
But a little bit what you're saying, Tom, is you say you want people to do well, but you want them to do well by taking the road that you approve of, as opposed to a road that may work for them.
No. No, I'm not.
Well, if antidepressants work for Brooke Shields, why isn't that okay?
I disagree with it. And I think that there's a higher and better quality of life. And I think that promoting, for me personally, see, you're saying, what, I can't discuss what I want to discuss?
No, you absolutely
I know,
can.
But Matt, you're going in and saying that I can't discuss that.
I'm only asking, isn't there a possibility that, do you examine the possibility that these things do work for some people? That yes, there are abuses, and yes, maybe they've gone too far in certain areas. Maybe there are too many kids on Ritalin. Maybe electric shock
Too many kids on Ritalin, Matt.
I'm just saying, but aren't there examples where it works?
Matt, you don't even, you're glib. You don't even know what Ritalin is. If you start talking about chemical imbalance, you have to evaluate and read the research papers on how they came up with these theories, Matt. Okay? That's what I've done. And you go and you say, where's the medical test? Where's the blood test that says how much Ritalin you're supposed to get?
It's very impressive to listen to you, because clearly you've done the homework and you know the subject.
And you should. And you should do that also, because just knowing people who are on Ritalin isn't enough. You should be a little bit more responsible in knowing
I'm
really...
not prescribing Ritalin, Tom, and I'm not asking anyone else to do
well,
it. I'm
you are.
simply
You're saying no.
I know some people who seem to have been helped by it.
Number 2, Arsenio Hall called out by Queer Nation. The hunter becomes the hunted, or I guess the opposite of this, because this episode came before the Vanilla Ice one. On this 1990 Arsenio Hall taping, Hall was called out by members of the LGBTQ organization Queer Nation for not having gay guests on his show. Rather than avoid the criticism or have the guest escorted off the premises for interrupting his show, he instead chooses to have an actual discussion about it right there live on tape.
Who would you like me to have on my show that's gay that maybe I haven't had? Who? I don't know Gus Van Sant, but I know Elton John. He's been here and he's rocked the house. Okay? Okay? What? When Harvey has something I'm interested in, I'll bring him on the show. But this is my show, okay? This is my show. This is my show. You understand? This is my show. This is my show, man. You think I haven't had somebody on the show because they're gay? What's wrong with you, man? I'm black. I'm black, man. I'm black, man. I'm the biggest minority you know about. I don't want to hear that gay trash, man. I got gay friends I've had on the show. Because you don't know them, or it ain't who you want on the show, you got a problem with it. If you want to book it, get yourself a show. Now sit down. Sit down. So I can do the show. You've had your say and I've had mine.
Number 1, Joe Rogan accuses Carlos Mencia of joke theft. Here it is, the call-out that literally ended someone's career. In 2007, Carlos Mencia was one of the biggest comedians in the world. He had a huge hit with Mind of Mencia on Comedy Central. Rogan was a relatively small comedian, mostly known for being the host of Fear Factor. However, that all changed after Rogan went on stage during one of his shows at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles and publicly accused him of stealing jokes. The outcome? Well, Rogan just sold his podcast to Spotify for $200 million, and Mencia is, I have no idea what that dude is doing right now.
It's easy to say you steal shit. I could say you steal shit, but I don't, because I'm not a little bitch. No, let me tell you what I think. I think that every time you open your mouth, you talk about me, I think that you're secretly in love with me because you can't shut the fuck about me. That's what I personally fucking think. You always open your fucking mouth about me. You always say what the fuck you want about me. You never shut the fuck up. You never shut the fuck up. That's not for you. That's not for you. That's not for you.
Yeah, you see that? You hear that cheering? These are cheers for somebody who breaks their own shit.
Those are cheers. They saw you perform and they like you. And you know what? That's great.
I'm honest, bro.
Grab your mic. This was mine. Go grab your own mic. I'm on stage right now. Go ahead and tell everybody.
You said you want to bring me up and say.
Yes, go ahead. Tell everybody.
You steal material.
What material?
Constantly, bro.
What material?
You already bit verbatim about
Wait a minute. Oh, you mean the bit that either George Lopez did when he just did that fucking show?
Ari did it a long time ago when he was opening for you. You saw him do it. When the fuck did he open for you? He never
Open for me. They're jealous because
jealous of you, you fat fuck.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm jealous of anybody. It's not gonna be a guy who steals material. I am inspired by other comics. When I saw Dave Chappelle perform here, I went home. I'm like, God damn, I want to write. That motherfucker was genius. It was brilliant. I see you and I go,
Just because-
fuck, you did another joke the other day. I saw you do a joke about licking a fucking asshole. It's like licking a battery. I saw a guy do it in Vegas. I go, well, that's where he got it from.
And there you go. Some of them deserved it, some of them didn't. But these awkward on-air run-ins prove that there's no way of getting through life as a celebrity without getting called out for something every once in a while.